in the kitchen with the MPC-1, discontinued MPC-1. This is the MPC-1 before the MPC-1, after the MPC-1, in between the MPC-1s. I'm on my MPC-1 Retro. We got the 3.6. I got a piano going so far. I'm going to hit this humanize, hit that pencil. We're going to humanize some of these notes, the chord progressions you could get from the description down low, O.T.G Stimmy Pack, chord progression pack. We're going to make these progressions sound a little bit better. We're going to hit humanize. We're going to humanize the velocity, humanize the time. We're going to listen to that. Today I'm going to show you how to cook up some crazy piano part and really just make your beat have that feeling. So right now I'm at 163 with my BPM. I got a 16 bar loop for my piano. We just humanized our chord progression. We got 8 bars playing one set, another 8 bars playing another set. And you're saying to yourself, O.T.G, this is cool, but how do I make it sound better than this just corny loop? Well, I'm going to show you. We're going to open up a new track. We're going to load another plugin in, and we're going to get it cracking. We're going to choose a different piano sound, and we're going to one note our way up to a pretty dope arrangement. What's going on, guys? It's your brother O.T.G. The O.T.G's for Overtime Grind. Hardly seen, but I'm always around. Charles Paris. That's Paris with one R too, like Paris, France. That's my real name, charlesparismusic.com. And today, I have my MPC-1 with the 3.6 Pro Pack, but I'm not getting into the Pro Pack. It's there. It's there. We in the kitchen. It's there, but I don't need that right now. We got clips, but I don't need that right now. Just because we got new stuff don't mean we gotta get in the weeds of the new stuff, brother. Let's work on some of the old stuff. Like just how can we make this piano loop or build up a melody from nothing? Well, we use a chord progression. You heard that already. Add a little bit of humanize. Don't worry about the notes that sound like they're off a little bit. You know, I play everything with quantize. Therefore, if some of the stuff is a little bit off, it's cool. We'll cover it up with the beat, and that adds a little bit more of a human feel, right? But you asking, hey, O.T.G, if we got one loop and that one loop starts to sound old, or our one loop, our main loop, we're never cutting it off, how do we add variations? Pretty easy. You gotta split that piano up, brother. That's how you do that. So then you can add some movement by turning things on and off, or adding and removing things, right? So we have 2 piano parts. We're gonna get a 3rd piano part just to play one note here, one note there, add some variation. While I'm doing that, make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. Make sure you check out, I got a couple new packs. I got the O.T.G Stimulus Sample Pack. You can get all of my wave samples, even drum kits for specific machines, like the SP404 comes with kits that are all waved out. You can utilize those in your MPC or whatever DAW that you want to use. This is a straight sample stimmy pack, all wave files. Check that out. Got that as a bundle. Got the O.T.G stimulus pack. We got the MPC master classes over there with hours and hours and hours of video. All the videos I have on YouTube collected over there. And we're slowly building a library. I do lifetime updates. Library of new videos on the way. Check out my Patreon. Check out my beat video. utilizing kung fu movies for the visual. It has all the beats that I made in the tutorials. Let's get back to what we cooking up though. So we got our piano 3 now. Let's go ahead and just keep building out synths in our old MPC 1. We're going to utilize Mellotron. So we're going to just throw little pieces in the back ends of the beat. So, you know, in certain spots, the 3 and the what do they call that? The back beat. On the back beat, we're going to add in some variations, some little sounds of the choir, and have that come in. Like right now, it may not make sense, but that's why you got to stay to the end. So then that way, you can really see how this is all going to shape up. Alright, we've been cooking up, man. Cooking up, getting the ingredients right. You know, sometimes you gotta get those ingredients right before you get in there. And now you can grab these drums. I'm about to go to my Golden Kingdom. All this comes in the stimmy pack. I've been trying to tell y'all, man, that's where to go. But you could go, if you don't have the stimmy pack, you could get these out of the 15 to 40 gigabytes of expansions that I have. My expansion collection, you can get that below. So I had the BPM higher. Since I had the BPM at 163, I tricked my damn self. I thought that I had it at a lower tempo, not a double time tempo, so I had to go back. I like to use my step sequencer just to lay my snare down. Once I heard that snare hit in the wrong place, we got to go back. So here's the cool thing with the step sequencer. We just go back to bar 1. When anything over 120 is like a double time, right? So when you're utilizing that double time, your snare goes from the 5 and the 13 to the 9. So we had to go back through bar for bar because I had already laid it down. But here's that step sequencer where it comes in. See, so now we got 16 bars, we got our snare laid down, and now we can really just come through and build out our drums. And our melody's already built, so the key of what we're going to do now is really about the arrangement of showing all of these parts. Be in the kitchen with it, man. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I'm gonna cook this up real quick. I'll be right back. Oh, one thing I do want to say, make sure that you utilize different resolutions. You know, put your snare on the 4th, maybe another hi-hat on the 16th. You know, utilize your note repeat to do some things. This workflow that I use, for me, is bulletproof. So 3.6 works good, my Pro Pack works good. I rarely ever run into problems or issues, and I've showed you guys a bunch of different ways. You know, we could go in, we could cook up. If we want to add effects, we could go in, utilize the effects on our plugin. If we want to build on those effects or bypass plugin effects, we could go to the next level and go to track effects. If we want to just cook up and avoid all that because we want to come back at a later date, or we just want to cook, you know, or we in the gym and we just want to make sounds and see how they sound, we could definitely just go to the master channel, add a couple effects there, affect the whole beat. Or we could go track for track, band for band, like we Central C, but I'm not from the UK. I'm not for the UK. So band for band, meaning we could go EQ band for EQ band and run it down, sound by sound, step by step. It's all in how intricate you want to be. We could go through each one of these and move the notes just a little bit, just to give it a little bit more feel. We could go to the hi-hats and move them, just nudge them just a little bit to make them not as quantized. We could go through and pan each one of these percussion sounds to the left, to the right, and put them in the stereo field and make sure our kick comes in mono. There's a lot of things that we could do, but right now, the main thing we need to do is get the beat together. So all these different thoughts that you have, a lot of that in your workflow, if you put it too early in your workflow, you're gonna have crashy machining. Who wants a crashy machining? Not me. No way. People like to ask me, O.T.G, why do you always pick random drum kits for each one of your videos? This is my way of learning my drum kits and getting a further idea of what drums and sounds I have. So on days like today where I'm in the kitchen and I don't know what I want to eat, I'm in the gym and I need to work out but I don't know where, I like to utilize that as library time. So I always just go through, pick random drums because A, they come with sounds that I normally wouldn't put together, inspiration. It comes with sounds that I normally wouldn't put into this specific beat. So it gives me the ability to learn my library even more, find specific sounds that I could fall in love with, and constantly feel like I'm evolving and growing. Now, when it comes to certain beats, the Smackers kit, I have a couple of kits that I utilize all the time, which are the O.T.G drum sounds. You know what I mean? Check out that Smackers kit. It's all part of the O.T.G sample stimulus. The sample stimulus. I have my all the time drums, and then I have drums I like to build out. Never forget your drum effects. So I don't feel like going band for band. You know what I mean? I don't feel like being on my Central C time. So what I'm going to do is just live in the drum effects and utilize the gain. Utilize the gain and trim off some of that audio, and then boom, we're going to have that set. Go ahead and name this our drums. And man, we cooked up in reverse right now. Now it's time to get our automation on. And this time I'm gonna do a couple of passes with my automation. This might have a long intro. You know, rule of thumb, you normally don't want to have super long intros. Make people get bored. You know, so if you're going to have a long intro that takes 15, 30, 45 seconds for the intro to start, then the best thing to do is maybe put a skit on there, find a speech, utilize some kind of part to talk on the beginning. So in my mind, I'm still in the drums. I'm still in the MPC with it. And I'm already thinking about what would I put on this build up as we build it. So let's build this beat up. Let's go. Here's pass number 1. I want a slow build up on the piano, so I want most of the instrumentation to come in before the drums. So we're going to unmute the strings. Now that we got a proper build up, we could bring the drums. And we're going to switch so we could have movement in the beat. You'll feel when we turn those other things off. Feel it? Sometimes I have to stop myself when I'm automating these mutes, because that's what we're doing right now, is I'm just automating the mutes. I have one sequence, I doubled it out to 120 bars, 128 bars, and now instead of going in and drawing everything or taking everything and cutting it in and out in the arrangement window, what I like to do is just automate the mute. okay? And so now that I'm automating the mutes, it starts to give me shape of what my beat will sound like. Like this is the chorus, so everything is playing at the same time. Now at the end, to prepare for the next verse, now we start to mute things. But this is also a forward-thinking moment, right? Because you still need to think about, okay, I can mute each one of my drum sounds. There's still other levels that I could go, so I don't need to get it all done right now. You get it? Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. Salute to y'all. Thank all of you. Let me know what you're working on in the comments. Let me know what you want me to show you in the comments. You know, I could show you all kinds of different things, but I need to know from you guys what it is you like. Tell us what machine you got. Tell us how long you've been on the MPC. I encourage you to build in the comments because I think, you know, our community is going to be very good. I got some extra skill sets that the extra producer doesn't have, you know? So I know how to market. I know how to really make some moves and make things become successful in an independent way that makes sense. So hop on right now, guys, because we only going up. Podcasts coming, live streams coming, all kinds of different things. All kinds of different things. And I want you guys to be the first ones, man. Y'all been supporting me, and I appreciate y'all. So right now, I just turned on my automation. I'm automating my faders. It's a little bit weird trying to do it on a touch screen. Your screen gotta be really clean. That's a fact. So you can see I just hit the automation button. So right now I am automating the faders. Gonna let y'all hear that. Got that fader work done. Now there's some things I want to have with the drums. I think I'm going to go through and I'm going to actually mute some of the drum from the drum kit. So we're going to just have to go inside, do one more pass of automation, load up the drum kit, you know, hit pad mute, go to our menu, select pad mute, and then from there, you're just going to add a little bit more variation, take the hi-hats out sometimes, take the snare out sometimes, let the kick play, take the kick out sometimes. Just create more movement because, you know, we went from one loop all the way to an arrangement that feels like it's got movement. This is part of why I like to mute and do it how I do it, because now not everything is synced or lined up, or all the changes are happening at one time like in song mode. It's like this constant evolution of, we're in the intro, and now we're in a verse, and now we're in a chorus, and now we're in a bridge, and now we're in another chorus, and now we're here. Like, for me, doing it track for track creates a more realistic variation system when I'm creating music that I'm just going to listen to, might be background music, whatever. You know, song mode is great when you need to have a fit structure to go for whatever genre of music that you're in. But the more that you get in the gym and the more that you practice, you don't really need song mode, because your brain is song mode, and you'll hear the changes and you can automate or play those in. But y'all don't hear me though. Y'all don't hear me. Let's go ahead and finish these mutes up. You know, the goal of this video was just to take 30 minutes to show you how to build up believable piano parts. I could take it even further, but I don't feel like being Kendrick today. You know, we take it there, I'll take it even further. Today I just wanted to show y'all this is how you could cook up. This is how you could grow something organically. You don't need to be turned up. You don't need to go crazy. You know, I definitely feel like you guys should check out that Super Loops package I got. I believe this work method and some of this other stuff, you chop stuff down, you put it inside of a key group, you can expand and kind of create the same feel with a deeper low end. Maybe I'll show you on one of the next videos. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. This beat is pretty dope. We're finishing up the automation on the pad mutes. Thank you for watching this far. Remember, we are in legendary machine territory because our machines have been discontinued if you're watching these videos. But shit, they sound great to me. This don't sound like a discontinued beat. I don't think when we play this, they gonna be like, man, they made that on that discontinued machine. This ain't no 3.0 beat. This a 2.15 cheap ass MPC1 beat. Trust me. Who cares? They're not gonna know. Cook up. Get in that kitchen. Get your ingredients right. Stack it up, layer by layer, brick by brick. It's big O.T.G.